What if you could completely transform your body in less than a year, shedding stubborn belly fat and finally seeing abs you thought were impossible? That's exactly what 35-year-old John did, going from the heaviest he'd ever been to a midsection leaner than 98% of men. The secret wasn't a pill, a crazy diet, or endless crunches. It was a precise, science-backed, three-layer approach to belly fat. Each layer behaves differently, requires different strategies, and has its own challenges. Today, you'll discover every step he took, how he overcame plateaus, and why this approach works for both men and women alike. John, 35 years old, faced the heaviest body he had ever carried. Each morning, his reflection was a reminder of years of stress, poor habits, and inconsistent diets. His belly dominated his silhouette, draining confidence and energy. He had tried multiple diets in the past, only to stall or regain weight. This time he approached fat loss scientifically. He understood that belly fat behaves differently from fat in other regions, and a generic diet or AB routine wouldn't work. To succeed, he needed a structured, layered approach that addressed fat storage, metabolism, and mindset simultaneously. The first step was measurement. John underwent a DEXA scan, which provides accurate total body fat percentage and regional fat distribution. While his total body fat was 29.5%, his belly fat stood out at 34.4%. Arms, legs, and hips had fat as well, but the abdomen was the primary storage site. This information provided a roadmap. Fat loss doesn't occur evenly, and knowing which areas are most resistant allows for a strategic approach. The scan revealed a critical insight. His belly would be the slowest to respond, requiring patience and targeted strategies. Genetics played a role. John often joked that he was genetically cursed when it came to belly fat, and he wasn't entirely wrong. Men naturally store more fat in the abdomen due to hormones and evolutionary patterns, while women store fat primarily in the hips, legs, and arms. Belly fat isn't just cosmetic, it's dangerous. Research shows that each extra centimeter around the waist increases risk for metabolic syndrome, heart disease, and early death. Understanding this shifted John's motivation from superficial aesthetics to health, longevity, and energy, creating a deeper, sustainable reason to stick with the plan. To understand fat storage trends, our team analyzed nearly 18,000 DEXA scans over 8 years. Men below 25% body fat had belly fat similar to other areas. Beyond 25%, the belly became the default storage site. Fat elsewhere, such as arms and legs, disappears faster during a deficit. Women's patterns differ slightly, with hips, legs, and arms storing more fat initially, but once total body fat decreases, belly fat becomes resistant. This explained why generic diet advice often fails. It ignores how different areas store and release fat. A layered approach is essential for addressing stubborn regions scientifically. Layer 1, the soft outer layer, is the first hurdle. Physically, it's easiest to lose, but mentally, it's challenging because changes are subtle. Men typically burn this layer at around 20% body fat, women at 28%. Layer 1 hides abdominal definition, but removing it sets the foundation for deeper fat loss. John's approach included 4 core habits, 3 full-body workouts weekly, diet rules emphasizing lean protein, 8,000 daily steps, and weekly weigh-ins aiming for 1 pound of fat loss. Together, these created structure, consistency, and measurable progress without overwhelming him or causing burnout. By day 30, John had lost 7 pounds, yet his belly looked the same. This is common. Fat loss begins in easier-to-access regions like arms, chest, and shoulders. Measurements told the real story. 3 centimeters reduction in waist, leaner arms, and emerging upper ab definition. Progress photos were essential, showing subtle improvements that the mirror misses. Layer 1 emphasizes patience, teaching that fat loss is uneven and early visual progress may be misleading. Understanding this prevents discouragement and reinforces commitment, creating the mental resilience needed for layers 2 and 3. By day 60, more changes were visible. Waist shrank another 3 centimeters, veins appeared in the arms, and upper abs became slightly defined. Comparing his results to Nicole, who started at 33% body fat, highlighted gender differences. Women's bellies respond faster, often showing early definition. Layer 1 is about removing soft fat, not creating a six-pack. Seeing upper body improvements motivated John, proving the importance of tracking progress across multiple regions and not relying solely on belly appearance. Layer 2 introduces new challenges. The body adapts to calorie deficits, subtly lowering energy expenditure and reducing fat loss. Hunger hormones rise and spontaneous activity often decreases. John countered this strategically. He increased daily steps to 10,000, expanded strength training from 3 to 4 weekly sessions, and added volume to lagging muscles like shoulders and arms. These small adjustments maintained calorie burn without overtraining, preserving energy and performance. Layer 2 requires fine-tuning diet and exercise to overcome physiological resistance, preparing the body for Layer 3's stubborn fat. Dietary precision became crucial. While Layer 1 allowed intuitive eating and portion control, Layer 2 demanded consistent caloric deficit. Using the Built with Science Plus app, John targeted 2,100 to 2,300 calories per day. Meals included apple cinnamon overnight oats for breakfast, butter chicken for lunch, freezer burritos for dinner, and snacks timed around workouts. A small daily treat, such as sugar-free gelatin or Greek yogurt, improved adherence. Macro balance, timing, and satiety-focused foods were key to maintaining energy and consistent fat loss. Metabolic type affects Layer 2 progress. Spendthrift metabolisms maintain high calorie burn in deficits, while thrifty metabolisms adapt by lowering expenditure, slowing fat loss. John's body responded well, showing steady belly fat reduction, upper AB emergence, and improved oblique definition. This stage demonstrates fat loss isn't linear. Adjustments to diet, activity, and training are essential to overcome plateaus while maintaining muscle and energy. Scientific monitoring ensures Layer 2 progresses efficiently without unnecessary stress or excessive restriction. Layer 3, the final layer, contains the most stubborn fat. Areas like lower abs, love handles, hips, and glutes are rich in alpha-2 receptors, which slow fat release. Hunger intensifies, sleep may be disrupted, and water retention can mask fat loss. John used satiety-maximizing foods, diet breaks, and strict calorie tracking. Short-term diet breaks increased intake by 500 calories, mainly from carbs, reducing cortisol, restoring energy, and improving sleep. Paradoxically, this approach accelerated fat loss in stubborn regions while preserving muscle and motivation. During Layer 3, daily progress photos and measurements were critical. Subtle reductions in fat produced visible abdominal definition, sharper obliques, and a smaller waistline. Temporary plateaus and water retention could have discouraged him, but understanding the body's physiology allowed patience and consistency. Slow, methodical adjustments prevented overtraining, excessive restriction, and muscle loss. Layer 3 emphasizes mental resilience, teaching that fat loss may feel harder, but visual changes can be dramatic when approached strategically. Over 275 days, John completed all 3 layers, reducing total body fat from 29.5% to 16.7% and belly fat from 34.4% to 13%. He gained nearly 7 pounds of lean muscle. Objective tracking with DEXA scans, measurements, and photos reinforced progress and motivated continued adherence. The gradual, evidence-based approach preserved energy, avoided rebound weight gain, and created sustainable habits. John's transformation demonstrates the effectiveness of layered fat loss, applicable for both men and women, adaptable to individual physiology and lifestyle. The layered system teaches that fat loss requires a strategic, individualized approach. Layer 1 removes soft outer fat, Layer 2 reveals abdominal definition, and Layer 3 targets stubborn fat. Each layer requires unique diet, training, and mental strategies. Tracking progress through photos, measurements, and apps ensures consistency and motivation. Slow, incremental improvements outperform extreme diets and quick fixes. Patience, adherence, and understanding the body's natural resistance mechanisms are critical for long-term success. John's journey proves that stubborn belly fat can be conquered with science, strategy, and persistence. Layered fat loss allows the body to adapt gradually while preserving energy, maintaining muscle, and achieving visible results. Each layer requires distinct strategies, precise adjustments, and mental resilience. Progress photos, DEXA scans, and tracking apps provide clarity, motivation, and accountability. Slow, methodical, and science-based methods outperform extremes, creating sustainable, predictable, and achievable transformations. Disclaimer: results vary based on genetics, metabolism, body composition, and adherence. Consult a healthcare professional before starting any diet or exercise program. Strategies described are educational and should be adapted to individual needs.